First and foremost, I'm going to do my disclaimer. Don't try this stuff at home. Make sure you're at a martial arts studio with instruction. Make sure that you're doing it correctly, especially kids. Make sure you're doing that. The style that we're going to show tonight, I do not do submissions with the children. I don't think it's safe. I think till they're roughly about 13, they'll be able to do that unless they've been with me for quite a long time. So what I'm going to show you tonight, our kids program does wrestling and does a form of jiu-jitsu without submissions, but we don't do the catch wrestling. This is strictly an adult martial art. But we're going to show you some of the stuff that catch wrestling. The reason I decided to do catch wrestling instead of boxing or kickboxing is because it's something new that we've got to our center, and it's something that people don't usually see. Catch was started in England and then moved on to the Americas and actually was done at the carnival. So what's the WWF style today, it was like the real life WWF when they did the catch wrestling at the carnival. All right, we're going to get started with a takedown to a submission, and then we're going to follow up from there. Okay, we're going to start out in what we call a collar tie. The collar tie here. I'm going to transfer over into what I call a Russian tie. I'm just going to peel his hand off and come right here. Okay. So again, collar tie to Russian tie. From here, he's going to be pretty much rear weighted because I'm pulling in. I'm going to kick his leg up. Oops, there. That was a real good one. Okay. So, boom, I skip up. Okay, from here I have two options. One is I need to pick his leg up and just trip him forward. The second option is the more effective. I'm going to strip here, come to here. I'm going to put pressure right above his knee, but I have to pull the heel up as I do. Okay. From here, we're going to do what's called an Achilles lock. I'm going to tightly wrap right in here. When you do this, you want to make sure your hand is on your chest. If it's loose, you can move his leg around. It's not going to be effective. Right here, it's pretty effective right now, as you can see him turning. From here, I'm going to put my hips into it. And I'm going to put my knee on his ribs. Okay? That's called an Achilles lock. All right? One more time. We're here. Go to the Russian tie. This is your setup for your takedown. Sweep the foot up here. I'm going to go to drive his knee down. From here, take the front arm and lock this on tight. If my hand is low, I'm not going to get him. If you notice, he can take a lot of that punishment. But if it's up here high on my chest, I'm going to stick my knee in and just move. Okay? All right. So that's our first takedown. Russian tie to takedown to Achilles lock. Okay. Joe, how are we looking?
Good.
Okay. All right. I'm going to show you a real basic move in jiu-jitsu and also in catch wrestling. The terminology is a little different. In catch, we call this a double wrist lock. In jiu-jitsu, it's called a Kimura. And the idea is I want to put my leg on his head here, and it's a shoulder lock, and he's going to tap. So I'm going to go here and tap. Now, most people that have done any type of grappling are going to know how to defend this. And one of the defense, it's a simple one, but he just grabs onto his shorts. And I can't get that arm out. Okay? He's actually giving me what I want here, unfortunately for him. But, okay? From here, I'm going to take my inside hand and grab my own shoulder. My outside hand is going to come underneath and grab his shoulder. And when I do that, I want to compress the arm. I'm going to come up on my toes, come on out, sit through, tap. don't want to hurt you, so let me know that. So again, we start out for the double wrist lock. He grabs his pants. Arm on shoulder, arm underneath, toes up, on out. That's great. One more time. Double wrist lock. He grabs his shorts. His hand grabs my shoulder. This one underneath grabs his shoulder. Up on my toes. Come through. Sit. All right. Moving on. Oh, it's your favorite. Stay there. All right. This one in particular is very dangerous, so again, the disclaimer, adults and kids, don't try this at home, especially little guys. But sometimes when I'm going for my double wrist lock, he grabs his shorts, I'm going to go a different route. In here, I'm going to slide underneath, as if I'm doing, it's Anthony's favorite move, as if I'm going to do what's called a far side arm bar. I swing my leg over, this leg's going to come over, I grab my own ankle, I sit, I lock the figure 4, and pull up. Right. That one is very extremely painful, and you can severely hurt somebody's bicep, called a bicep slicer, or an elbow explosion. So I suggest if you do that very gently, and again, on the disclaimer, don't do this at home. All right, so I go for my double wrist lock, he grabs his pants. I go here to grab. As I'm coming around here, I want to slide my outside leg over, and I grab my own ankle. I sit here, I lock my figure 4, and then pull it. He's going to be mad at me if I do a few more of those. I'm going to call it a day on that one. Okay. Let's turn this way. All right. In catch, this is called cross body lock. In jiu-jitsu, this is called the guard. I'm going to do a very simple, what we call a guard break. When you do a guard break, you want to open their guard up. My hand's underneath his ribs. There's a pressure point right in here. He's not going to be very happy with me in a minute. So I'm going to take my elbows and open his guard. That's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to go boom and open his guard. Now I'm going to take this leg and put it on top of this ankle. I'm going to be nice and put my hand down, but if I didn't like Brian, Joe's over there. If I didn't like Brian, I'd put all my weight on this ankle. I'm going to use this hand to help me step up. And now this one's very difficult to do when you're first doing it, because your first inclination is going to be to turn around. I'm going to step over and then step here. Now if he doesn't go over with me, he's in a lot of pain. So he knows what's coming. So I'm going to slide this laces down, and I'm doing this very slow because this is very painful. And I'm going to come here, and from here I'm going to do what's called a toe hold, and just push down and submit. All right. I know I owe you one after this. All right. So again, hands on the rib cage, push out to open that up. I want to secure this leg down, so I'm going to block it down here. I want to step up with this leg, so I'm stepping here. And this is the tricky part, and a lot of people get confused, and I want to turn 360, but I'm going to step. As I step, I keep my eyes forward. Laces down. Boom. And again, I'm doing this very slow, because this is painful. Okay. All right, we're going to take this guard break. This is one of Anthony's favorite moves here. Okay. We're going to go to the cross face. Okay. So I'm going to do the same opening, break through, step in, come over, laces down. But here I'm going to take my leg and I'm going to step up. This leg's not going anywhere. I can even be here. That's fine. I'm going to grab his head I'm just going to pull them back toward you. Okay? Again, reiterate, don't do this at home. Very painful. That move in particular, you can really damage the person's neck. But in a self-defense situation, if you're fighting for your life, you know, do what you got to do. So, break the guard open. Leg on here, scoop up, step over, slide in. But now I'm going to step up. I'm going to grab his neck and just that light bit of pressure. If I didn't like Brian, I'd be doing that, but we're pretty good buddies, so we're gonna do all of them. So stay down. All right. I'm going to show you a couple more fun things you can do while you're down here. All right. We're going to break open the guard, push down back here, step over. I'm going to step up. But now instead of going for the cross face, I'm going to do what's called a chicken wing. You might have seen this on old time wrestling. It's actually a real move. I'm going to slide my hand underneath and drive it forward. If I'm really nasty, you can grab his head and do a cross-face chicken wing. I'm not going to do that. But you can combine the two together. Plus you have the toe hold there as backup. So you've got actually a three-way move there. One more time on the chicken wing. And break. I lock down. Step over. Slide in. Hand comes down. And go up and under. Chicken wing. All right, we're going to finish up some pretty hard ones. Again, got some new people in here. Reiterating, children will not be doing any of the moves that we're going over. This is adult stuff. Some of the wrestling takedowns we will have, but please do not do this at home without supervision. Right here, right. This person, your friend, you're going to want to learn to break fall, so he's going to go down pretty hard. Do what's called a Russian double. I'm going to put my forehead in his chest while simultaneously pulling his leg back. Okay. When I get here, I'm going to compress, lean to the left. I'm going to do that same movement I got us in here before. To start with the takedown as well, you want to be able to touch the person. Close enough to touch it. Okay? I'm going to drop down, drive in, grab, pull. I'm here. I step over. I'm in here. Okay, now, I'm going to show you one more submission. I'm going to take my forearm and put it on his shoulder. Grab with my fingers here and here. We got what we call a reverse Americana. Probably seen the Americana on UFC. Very similar move. One more time. We're close enough to touch each other. My head's going to go into his sternum. I drop. I penetrate. I'm going to drive in while I pull back. Boom. Again, I'm being very nice to Brian. I'm going to compress his legs down. This leg's going to step over as I lean. We're in here. His arm's here, and let's say he thinks I'm doing the chicken wing and he's fighting me hard. That's good. I'm going to put my forearm right on his shoulder. His hand's going to grab the outside, pull up, and submission. All right. We're going to show this one from the reverse angle. We're going to do what's called a calf cutter. It's actually going to work on the back of the leg. Same takedown. I drive in. I compress. I step over. Oh, I caught my spot. As I come through here, This leg is going to go from being parallel to perpendicular. This way. He knows what's coming, so it's very painful. And I'm going to lean forward. I'm going to go nice. Your calf is not going to like this one. All right, so again, close enough to touch him. Forehead here. Step in. Compress. Step over. Now, the key is this leg goes from parallel to perpendicular. I'm going to drive forward. I won't do a lot of those on him because he won't like me later. All right. Guard. Guard. Okay, we're going to have one more guard break, guard pass. Okay. What I'm going to do is grab his head and compress him this way. I'm going to sit through, but when I sit through, I'm holding my hips up, allowing me to grab his heel. This leg's going to step up. I'm doing a knee bar cradle. What we're doing is we're putting pressure on the hamstring, on the back of the leg. So where this move starts is I'm going to drive his head this way. I'm going to sit, but keep my hips off the ground. This hand comes behind the heel. I step up with the second leg, and we're tapping. All right? Good. Unfortunately, I don't have an hour's worth of stuff, and I don't think Brian wants me to have an hour's worth of stuff. I appreciate it. A round of applause for our partner Brian. I'd like to field any questions, and just to let you know, reassure you again, the children will not be doing submissions. Children will be doing drills that are positioning for jiu-jitsu, and they'll be doing what we call schoolboy wrestling or scholastic wrestling, and striking, punching, and kicking, but they will not be doing any submissions until they're at least 13. Okay? Any questions from anybody? Thanks for coming. I appreciate your time. What'd you guys think? I said go. We're doing 2 weeks free. Just come in.
Are you you're over on the Liberty Road? Is that right?
Off the Liberty Road. We're actually behind. No.
No, that's not you. Oh, okay.
You don't do any uniform?
You're off behind.
Actually behind Fast Star. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
We're in the back. We're actually starting a new session next week.
Alright, so how do I end the recording thing on this?
Girls class and a boys class. Girls is Monday.
So you know you gotta have the red dot on there. It's got all 18, 21 minutes.